gentlemen, keep the grind, keep the hustle, never stop, never settle. It is your boy Lewis, and I'm back once again. Welcome back to the Lewis Basketball Network. I'm back with another banger with my second straight video. So what I'm going to talk about is Chris Broussard. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Broussard. Right? And he's going to talk about basically how the Lakers are pretty much the worst organization in the league, along with Rob Parker on their show, The Odd Couple. Let me just say this really quick. It is getting ridiculous on the dysfunction that the Los Angeles Lakers was. I don't even consider them a proud franchise right now at this moment. They have their 16 championships, of course. Those are in the history books. The problem is, what have you done for me lately? Lately? In the last 5 years, 6 years, I should say now. You guys have been a joke of an organization. And it's even to the point now that small Laker fans are protesting outside the Staples Center with the poor decision-making by one Jeannie Buss and how she continues to use emotions over logic. And it has caused the Lakers to be an abysmal, laughable destination to where players probably won't even consider it. Now, Broussard, the fanboy, as I like to call him, the flip-flopping fanboy, the Ohio LeBron James left fat boy, I'm sorry, that he continues to be, he is going to continue to drag players to think that they can team up with LeBron James. He's already talked about Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard is in the playoffs. Why don't we talk about the brilliance of Kawhi and not talk about if he can be a player that can help LeBron James win another title, to say that he's the greatest player of all time? Because this is what this is really about. And then with Kyrie Irving, on how Kyrie Irving struggles will open the door for people to want to play with LeBron. Do you think after what happened this season, Chris Broussard, you idiot, that players are not watching, owners are not watching what the Lakers have become? What they've been for the last 5 or so years, 5+ years? Do you honestly think they're going to come there? So anyway, they're going to talk about Ty Lue as being, because if you guys know, Ty Lue stepped down to try to take any head coaching positions because Linda Rambis says, according to her, that Ty Lue is really not worth the 5 years. First of all, why was Ty Lue even a consideration? I already know the answer to that, but, I just want you guys to enjoy and laugh with me and rejoice the stupidity that I'm about to play. So anyway, Rob and Chris are going to talk about it, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your snacks, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
The big news of the day just is broken within the last half an hour that the Los Angeles Lakers and Tyronn Lue have broken off negotiations for him to be the next head coach of the LA Lakers. And
The question that I have for you, Broussard, is why were the Lakers even considering Tyronn Lue when we already know his history with the Cavaliers? All this is if they hire Tyronn Lue is going to be nothing but LeBron's puppet, and LeBron will get to run his LeBron system. And when things go wrong, LeBron will be nowhere to be found. He's going to say he didn't know anything that happened. He's going to complain to the media and throw his subliminal passive-aggressive shots. And let's put all the blame on Ty Lue and him be a scapegoat again. And he'll have health issues again. Because that's all Ty Lue is going to be. He's going to be a puppet and a scapegoat. And then people are going to say, what? I knew they shouldn't have hired Tyronn Lue. But then you bashed Tyronn Lue and you talked about how he's clueless in rotations and how he's not a good coach. But now you want to say he's the best fit because he knows how to manage LeBron? Hypocrites.
Times beat writer Brad Turner, who is very plugged in. Trust me, trust us on this situation. Yes,
No, Chris, I don't trust you, man. I don't trust you because you flip-flop and you're a prisoner of the damn second. I'm not even going to call you a prisoner of the moment. It's of the damn second. Listening to you talk. Man, and it's like people are now starting to wake up to Broussard and like, I found him credible. I told you, I never found this man credible ever since I saw him come out of the ranks of Ohio, ever since LeBron James came into the NBA. Never found that man credible. Never.
He has said that Lue and his representatives declined the Lakers' offer of 3 years, $18 million Tyronn Lue was seeking 5 years. And so now the Lakers have decided to move on from Ty Lue, and now their coaching search begins anew.
So anyway, when the Lakers are in their coaching search and they're looking for the next head coach, I think Jason Kidd would be a suitable replacement to coach LeBron because Jason Kidd is good with the defense. He's a very good defensive coach. Here's the problem with that, Chris Broussard. Jason Kidd is known to have a stagnant offense. He had a talented roster with the Milwaukee Bucks and did a solid job in their first year, 41-41. What happened after that? Can you tell the people, out in YouTube and everywhere in TV land what happened after that? They got worse, they regressed, and he got fired. And now Mike Budenholzer, the new coach, with Giannis Antetokounmpo, I don't know. They've gotten 60 wins. Yeah, I know they got Brook Lopez, they got Mirotic, but they had a similar team is what I'm saying without those two signings. But, 60 wins. They're a top 3 offense and defense. And they have a chance to represent the Eastern Conference. Why? Because they're better defensively. And not only that, but their offense, their ball movement, motion, not being stagnant, makes it very difficult to guard. And the Bucks have a chance to represent the Eastern Conference.
There it is. Ty Lue will not be the head coach of the LA Lakers, Rob. We're hearing reports and just putting 2 and 2 together. I've been talking to different people. I think it boils down to this. He did want 5 years, and I don't blame him.
I never thought he was going to get 5. I always thought it was going to be equal to what's left on LeBron's contract. So I do get, if I'm the Lakers, why I would offer him 3 years. But I know why he wants 5.
Yes, he knows that.
What I want to know is Phil Jackson. There were reports saying that Phil Jackson told Jeanie Buss that Ty Lue would be a good head coaching position. Listen, Phil Jackson should be the last to talk right now after the fiasco he created with my New York Knicks and the power that James Dolan gave to him. All right? We could talk about this whole thing with Carmelo Anthony, but he threw Carmelo Anthony into the bus of the media. I've already talked about my displeasure with Melo and all that, but he's still a good offensive player. He's, and the way Phil handled Melo by attacking him through the media when Melo was nothing but loyal and professional says a lot about Phil Jackson. And I told you that Phil is blinded by his own ego, even at this stage of his career, of his life. Forget even his career, his life. So I'm not saying Phil's not a great coach. I'm just saying that he's so overglorified. Laker fans, because they won 5 championships, we want Phil. You think Phil is going to fix this mess? Hell no.
I want security.
I get it.
And you also need to understand something. Phil has always been known to have veteran players. He's not a fan of rookies. He's not a fan of young guys. When he's coached, his teams were veteran players already.
But I'm just saying, if I'm the Lakers with LeBron.
If Phil, for me, if he gets any credit from me, his best coaching job was in Kobe's second half of his career from 2006 to 2010, in my opinion.
I would have given him a 3-year deal, and then he'd have to earn the
So you would have broken off, too. If he wanted 5, that would have been a deal breaker.
I wouldn't have done that, because I don't know what I'm doing after LeBron. I'm serious.
Yeah, but you think he's that bad of a coach? All he can do is coach LeBron?
No, but that's why they would be getting him.
He was never able to coach LeBron. What the hell are you talking about, Broussard? He was never good enough to coach LeBron. This is why I don't listen to this man. They bashed Ty Lue for years after the first championship with how bad the Cavaliers were defensively, how offensively everything ran through LeBron. Now, all of a sudden, he's a credible coach because he has a great relationship with LeBron James. Because he's good friends with LeBron James. He is a slave. Ty Lue is a slave and LeBron is his master. Face the facts.
Strictly because of LeBron.
Really?
Yes.
So you don't think he's a good
Correct,
coach?
Rob.
If you don't have any faith in him to coach players outside of LeBron James, then why you bring him in?
Because LeBron James in a unique situation. I'm just saying, for me, I'm not that big of a Ty Lue fan.
Me neither.
Really? Because I went to the finals 3 straight
No,
years.
because LeBron went to the finals. I'd have to see.
Thank you, sir.
Ty Lue.
Ty Lue didn't take him there?
I'd have to see Ty Lue if he was coach somebody.
You was bashing Ty Lue the whole time, Chris Broussard, when things were going wrong in Cleveland. Now you want to give him credit as to trying to say, at this point, you're just doing anything. You're so desperate to try to find a way that LeBron could get any type of help for any type of coach. And it's the same thing with Shannon and Nick Wright in them, and Shannon Wright saying Jason Kidd's a good fit. Jason Kidd is a robot when I listen to him talk. As a player, I respect him. He's a great player. He's a Hall of Famer. I love watching Jason Kidd as a player. But listening to him in his interviews, this dude is a damn robot. And he goes to LA, with the snap of LeBron's fingers, he will be a puppet just like him, and he'll be another scapegoat. Because that's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. I told you, LeBron is about controlling the narratives, and he points fingers. It can never be his fault, but it's everybody else's. That's the way LeBron rolls. Y'all dudes who are LeBron fanboys and stuff need to catch up, because I've never said LeBron is not a great player. I'm just saying, look at the antics. I'm telling you. And the media makes it 10 times worse. And LeBron is slurping his own Kool-Aid and falling for his own narratives. That's the problem.
Else and got him to the finals, then I believe in Ty Lue. I'm just telling you.
I don't.
It's about LeBron James. That's what Ty Lue
Starts and ends with him.
No, I get that.
That's all I'm saying.
But that's not all he can do is coach LeBron James.
That's not what I'm saying. I don't believe in giving a 5-year contract.
A lot of coaches get
If LeBron, Broussard, if Ty Lue can coach LeBron, then why doesn't LeBron let him be the coach if he can coach? The same coach that you were bashing when LeBron was a Cavalier and when LeBron left. Because Ty Lue may have never gotten a fair share. But people were talking about how Tyronn Lue is clueless. Tyronn Lue doesn't have a clue about rotations. This dude played basketball for Phil Jackson, and he was a heck assistant under Doc Rivers. Looked like he didn't even learn anything. Helps Cleveland win a championship, has a career 600 win percentage, but it's all because of LeBron. It's all because of LeBron, but then you want him to be the head coach so he could be a scapegoat? Yeah, sure.
Stevens got 6 years.
And that was
coming out of Butler.
And that was frowned upon by other coaches who don't get that. And even if you want to go to Monty Williams and why he got 5 years, that's because it's been 5 years. They've had 5 different coaches in 5 years. So you had to somewhat pacify him to say, is this just going to be the same? Yes, you did.
Answer this question, ladies and gentlemen. The Lakers were looking for Monty Williams, but Monty Williams in like 2 seconds went to the Phoenix Suns. Why did he go so quick? Monty Williams pulled off a Par Jordan and said, yo, I'm not even going to give you an interview. I'm just going to go straight to the team that I feel like going. Why is that? Let me know down in the comment section.
Or how much leverage did Monty Williams have?
He didn't have any, but I'm just
saying. So they gave him 5 years. If I'm Ty Lue, I won a championship. Has Monty Williams won a championship?
I'm telling you, I would not have.
So now you're disrespecting Monty Williams by saying Ty Lue won a championship. Listen to yourself, Chris. You expose yourself just do in this video, bro. Constantly bashing Ty Lue and saying how he was going to get fired if he don't fix this and nothing, and protecting LeBron. Now all of a sudden you tell him I got a championship. Now he making demands now. Chris is the ultimate LeBron recruiter right now. It's a race between him, Shannon, and Nick Wright. Like Nick wrong.
Giving him 5 years. That's
but
me.
I'm just saying that's you. But I'm just saying he was right to ask for it.
He could ask for whatever he wants. I'm just telling you.
Guess what Luke Walton got?
I wouldn't have given Luke Walton that.
He got 5 years.
I wouldn't have
from
given
the Lakers.
I wouldn't have given
I'm Ty Lue. I want to.
Let me say this about Luke Walton. Now, I already know people are going to talk their crap about Luke Walton, but like I said, last year, the young guys were developing really, really nicely, and they had a chance to go to the playoffs. And I think the very next year, which was supposed to be this year, I think the Lakers would have made some noise and being the playoff team. The expectations changed as soon as LeBron James came to the Los Angeles Lakers, ladies and gentlemen. And you know that when it comes to LeBron James, this is his third team. The roster has had to completely change every time LeBron comes onto a team. This is his third team now. In Miami, the roster had to change. When he went back to Cleveland, the roster had to change. And now that he's with the Lakers, the roster had to somewhat change. Remember, they added Lance Stevenson, they added Rajon Rondo, they added JaVale McGee. Remember that. And then what did they try to do during the season? Tried to get Anthony Davis. LeBron tried to do his little collusion crap. And listen, people need to stop with this thing of talking about that LeBron wasn't the one who decided. You're being a phony and you're disguising your love fest for LeBron. Be real. LeBron was in on the whole damn thing. Him, and his childhood buddy, LRMR, Rich Paul. Okay? They were in on it. They told Anthony Davis what to do. Anthony Davis and Rich Paul took the blunt for it. But LeBron was in his ear. Trust me. I told you, LeBron tries to Harriet Tubman his way, Underground Railroad his way through everything. And then his fanboys and fangirls love to say it's never LeBron's fault. Like, he didn't know about this, he didn't know about this. Just like with the whole Magic situation. Please, you honestly gonna sit here and tell me that he had no idea about Magic being no. He already knew. He just wanted to do it on his show. Now we could talk about, fake news. Why didn't he say this? Why didn't he say that? Look, my bottom line is LeBron knew about it, and he had to make sure that the viewers knew and say, oh, you see, how does Magic not tell LeBron and this and that? Magic already told him, ladies and gentlemen. It's just LeBron was just waiting for the right time to come on and say it. But he already knew. He already knew.
Championship, I'm saying you gave Luke Walton a 5-year deal. And you coming at me with 3?
Yep, because that's...
And you out here screaming, Broussard, acting like you right? Bruh, you're a hypocritical phony, dude.
How many years are left with LeBron James? Your package deal with LeBron James, the only reason we were going to bring you here was because of that. Those are the facts, Chris.
Facts,
You
Rob.
sit here,
Facts.
All you want, beat on your chest, and talk about Ty Lue winning a championship and going 3 years in a row.
Exactly.
And without LeBron James...
And this is what kills me about the fanboys also. They constantly keep praising LeBron with these whole participation trophies as if to say 9 finals appearances is better winning than 6 championships. What kind of logic is that? I mean, hell, if that were the case, we could say, hey, Jerry West went to 9 finals, lost 8 of them, and he's better than Michael Jordan. I mean, yo, let's just do that. No disrespect to Jerry West. I'm not trying to say disrespect. I'm just trying to make an example. Or, Will Chamberlain was 2-4 in the NBA finals, but that makes him a better player than Michael Jordan. And it's just like, listen, Will is a great individual athlete. Like I said, Jerry West is a great player. It's difficult to compare players by era. I'm just saying in the modern era, and what Michael had to go against is why I make him the greatest, because he won as long as, like I said, he was able to achieve individual accolades, and he was able to win on top of that. That's what, for me, makes him greater. And the fact that he never lost in the championship round. And people talking about this whole nonsense with the whole he went against plumbers and all this kind of stuff. Go check out my MJ versus Kobe versus LeBron James competition video, as I give great in-depth analysis on who had really the tougher competition in their playing career, MJ, Kobe, or LeBron. Go check it out, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you will actually enjoy what I have to say about that. So, back on to this.
Sorry, I'm not convinced that Ty Lue was going to the championship 3 years in a row.
Me neither.
Those are facts.
The Miami
You always
Heat
talk about facts.
they haven't
Those are
fired.
facts.
They haven't. That's not a fact.
Yes, it
Because
is.
you don't know. Those are.
No, Broussard. The bottom line is, Chris, you absolutely think you know everything by just yelling. You don't know a goddamn thing. So that is a fact. That is a fact. That you keep thinking that you know more than Rob. And I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen, Rob is not always right. Like, when he talks about the Patriots, yeah, that's when I just be like, Rob, you need to let it go, bro. Like, you need to stop. You need to stop with that cloud chasing when it comes to the Patriots. Like, you don't know crap when it comes to them. But when it comes to LeBron James, absolutely right. For sure.
So that's your opinion.
That's why he got fired.
Eric
The year
Spoelstra
after, he got fired a year after LeBron.
6 games.
6 games in.
Because
What happened?
because it was
What
a
happened?
philosophical difference with the front
Okay,
office.
6
That's what
games in.
Oh, in 6 games they determined he don't know what he's doing.
Well, I'm just saying, if he's all that, he wouldn't have been going anywhere. That's all.
Is Eric Spoelstra all that?
No.
It's called a franchise understanding the importance of continuity.
They're just, and they've been terrible since LeBron left in Miami.
And
So,
there's more to it.
that's fine.
There's more to it.
You know what I also love that the fanboys always and fangirls love to diminish when it comes to how LeBron always leaves the team and the team is always in shambles, as they always like to say that they're nothing without LeBron James. I've always said this, that LeBron makes your team better. There's no question about that. I've never said that LeBron doesn't make your team better. He does. He makes your team better. But this whole notion about how he instantly makes you a 50-win team, yeah, in the Eastern Conference, but in the overall NBA, try doing that out West, depending on the pieces that he has. Also, What really kills me is that people never talk about the health issues that Chris Bosh suffered after LeBron left. Think about what Chris Bosh could have been when the Miami Heat went to the second round of the playoffs in 2016, and they were one win away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I remember Dwayne Wade also had a bad knee in that series, and he played. But Chris Bosh was there due to blood clots in his lungs. I wonder, it's just so crazy how people forget about that. And people forget that the year before, when Chris Bosh made the All-Star team, he was also injured out with health issues. And Dwayne Wade also got hurt. And the Miami Heat ended up missing the playoffs. So your two best players are injured. It's going to take a hit. But you see, they don't ever want to talk about that. I mean, you know, this is the media. They just always leave those little context parts out.
They wanted Ty Lue to they also wanted Ty Lue to hire Jason Kidd.
And I wouldn't have done that
as
if
an
I'm Ty
assistant
Lue.
coach. And we saw reports about not only Jason Kidd, Tom Thibodeau, Frank Vogel, Kurt Rambis, for goodness sakes.
Yo, Skip called it. Skip Bayless called it. He said he would not be surprised if the Lakers would try to go after Kurt Rambis because, ladies and gentlemen, Linda Rambis works in the Lakers organization, and she's been in the organization for decades now. One of Jeannie's closest friends. Notice how she keeps choosing. Well, I told you, emotions over logic.
I mean, there were so many reasons for Ty.
And let me also say this. Frank Vogel has not adjusted to today's NBA. That's why he's not a good fit to be the Lakers head coach. Tom Thibodeau is about wearing his starters out with so many minutes, not playing the bench, and worried about playing defense that they become offensively stagnant. And Jason Kidd, like I told you, he would just be an MK. He would just be a robot. I mean, just listening to him in the interviews, man, you could tell Jason Kidd is just like type boring, bro. And it's like I don't know. I just think the bottom line is when you count all of these, I mean, and even Mark Jackson with his defensive philosophy. I mean, it's great because guys play hard, but what do all of these things have in common? The common denominator is LeBron James and his system. LeBron James will get to run his system, and there'll be scapegoats when things go absolutely wrong. It's going to be the player's fault. It's going to be the coach's fault. It's going to be the organization's fault. But is it going to be LeBron James' fault? No, it's not. And then they're going to say, why does LeBron get so much hate? You fans don't know how to be objective when it comes to LeBron James. According to y'all, he does no wrong, and then y'all keep talking about how he has this hate. Well, if LeBron James has all this hate, that means he has plenty of love, especially from your fan base. And y'all sitting here talking about Kobe's fans face? When the word is called latoxic as
Ty Lue to turn this down. I don't blame him one bit. They didn't want to give you the years you want. He may have even wanted more than $6 million a year, which is what they were offering apparently. And now you want to tell me who's going to be on my coaching staff?
Why should Ty Lue be making? Listen, he's not going to be. Even if he makes these demands, he's not going to get what he wants, especially with who works in the front office. That's the problem. All of these guys do a lot of tattletale within their ears. It's like they pass on secrets within the organization and it just weaves around the bush through the chains. Then it comes out and it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me.
What in the world is going on? What coach worth his salt? Yeah, if you want to suggest maybe somebody to put behind the bench as one of the assistant coach, one of the lower ranking assistant coaches, even, if he's going to sit on that front row, but he's a lower ranking assistant coach, maybe. But you're telling me who's going to be my lead assistant? Who's going to be my head assistant? Come on, what? The Lakers don't have a clue.
Chris Broussard, you don't have a clue. You've never had a clue. Why is it that you don't understand that? The Lakers organization, part of the reason that they're a mess is because people like you in the media, the L3-6 Mafia media are constantly bashing these players and making up false narratives for your boy. For the fact that you want to protect your boy because it's never his goddamn fault. So if you're going to talk about the Lakers, we need to talk about you too. Facts only.
They don't have a clue.
You don't got a clue, bro.
We can disagree on the years, but they don't
I
have
disagree.
a clue.
No,
And the 3 years is not the only reason.
I'll agree with you from the standpoint that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever to tell
Advertisement.
somebody who's on their staff. This is why Magic walked out. I'm the president, and now you're telling me I can't get rid of Pelinka. I can't do what.
The whole Magic Johnson thing, I look at it from two sides. One, Magic was unprofessional in the way he did things, but like I said, the truth is gonna come out sooner or later, as Magic said. And like I said, there was some things that he wanted to do, and Jeannie was not with it, and it was to the point where it's like, it's gonna be either them or me. And Jeannie said, "I'm choosing them," and Magic said, "Okay." Looked at LeBron James, and it was like, I recruited you, but it was like the fact that I'm knowing you like this on a personal level, and I'm finding out this about you, like this is what you're really about, like you're this kind of circus as you talked about. What really bothers me is that LeBron has said constantly that he loves the circus environment. He says he loves it. And yet his fans complain about, oh, did LeBron sign up for this? Now, listen, I understand that you want to be in a much credible organization, of course. But it's like LeBron asked for this. LeBron didn't have to go to the Lakers. As everybody keeps saying that the Lakers have been a shitty fan base for the last 5+ years. LeBron chose to go there for life after basketball, okay? His wife and kids enjoy it over there. Listen, Savannah was already filling out applications even before the season was over. During the playoffs, when the Cavs were in the finals. So I already knew that LeBron was going to Los Angeles. Dwayne Wade, as I've said many videos ago, he said it himself that LeBron even told him after the 2017 season when Dwayne Wade signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers that LeBron already had his sights set on Los Angeles. And he was talking about the Lakers because he had his eyes set on Hollywood. Dwayne Wade himself said that one of the reasons that he's really sticking around with LeBron, he wants opportunities in Hollywood. Has he said that or has he not said that, ladies and gentlemen? And if he hasn't said it, he's giving you an indication because his homegirl to his right, his wife, Gabrielle Union, is part of Hollywood. As I call the East Coast LA in South Beach.
I'm supposed to do in running the franchise. And if you're a coach, Ty Lue is not going to sign on where you're piling up these ex-coaches to sit there. I don't know them. I don't have a relationship. Do you know what I mean? To be able to put them on my staff. I want to put on the staff the people that I want, and that's what you got to get as a coach. I've seen managers say, when owners come and say,
you got to look at it this way. Like, I honestly think that if Ty Lue is not going to get the opportunity to implement his coaches, because every coach who has been able to get a coaching job is able to implement his coaching staff. Like, if the Lakers are even not telling him who to bring in, then, why take the job? Especially if you're not getting the years that you want. The problem is, though, is once again, I'm saying, why is Ty Lue even a consideration after he was constantly being bashed by the media and a lot of LeBron's fans? Why is he even a considerable option? All of a sudden, he's a good candidate because he respects LeBron James. LeBron James knows him, and they have such a great relationship, and he can manage his personality. When all he was a puppet, please.
Get rid of the pitching coach and that
More
guy
narratives.
said, just fire us all. Because you're not taking my guy. Do you know what I mean?
It's
so
beyond
me
that.
too.
This is beyond that. Jason Kidd was one of your candidates. And now you want me to put him on my staff? I'm sure Ty Lue and Jason Kidd have a fine relationship. They're cool. But you're looking at Jason Kidd as the head coach. And now you want him to be my lead assistant? Which obviously means there might be a short leash with me. And J. Kidd is ambitious. I'm not saying he'd stab Ty Lue in the back, but I'm sure he wants to be a head coach again in this league. We know it. He was up interviewed for the Lakers job.
Right.
And on top of that, we just know that you'll do anything. You will slurp that right and left nut of LeBron James. I said, baby, don't worry.
And nigga said, baby, don't worry about this, LeBron. Don't worry about this. I got this. You can stay quiet with the kids. You can be working out at the Lakers facility, telling everybody that the stories are fake news on ESPN with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman and Molly Rose, that it's not true. But at the same time, I will be trying to recruit for you since you have failed to recruit to get players to play with you since 2007 when you did that interview with Rachel Nichols.
Chris Broussard, did you remember I said that? And you remember that I said that LeBron had been recruiting players since 2007. He had told Rachel Nichols that in an interview. Oh my God. I have caught you Mafia cronies again.
And if it wasn't him, Frank Vogel, you know he wants to be a head coach again. Did a good job in Indiana. Was okay in Orlando, right? And Thibodeau, of course. I mean, the struggles in Minnesota notwithstanding, he was one of the top 3.
Chris, you sound like you need a gallon of water, bro, because you're sounding on a breath right now.
5 coaches in the league when he was in Chicago. So this is Rob, the moral of this story is that the Lakers look like the worst run franchise in the NBA.
No, the moral of the story is, as dysfunctional as they are, you want to make sure that your boy LeBron, as much as he doesn't want to leave Lakerland, to campaign for him because you're his campaign manager. And I don't know who's fighting for assistant between Nick Wright and Shannon Sharp, but you want to write this story basically as saying that we want to make sure LeBron gets what he wants at the moral end of the story to say, I'm the greatest scorer of all time because I passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and that I'm the greatest player to ever play the game because I'm better than Michael Jordan. That's the moral of the story that you, the delusional 3-6 Mafia who sucks his nuts, and the Lacroni fan base who keeps thinking that this man is better than Michael Jordan. One season in LA told me enough. Especially that he refuses to play defense in the last 5 years because LeBron has to pick his spots defensively. He doesn't even really play with effort. And all we keep talking about is how he's in year 16. He's in year 17. The moral of the story is, no matter how much you try to blame LeBron, you're always going to find excuses for him no matter what. That's the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen.
This is terrible.
You're terrible.
I mean, I said from the get-go, they were doing everything backwards.
And I said everything from the get-go, that I could whip your ass backwards with the nonsense you keep spewing out. Because I said from the get-go that Tyronn Lue was not a good fit for the Lakers because you guys bashed him when he was with the Cavaliers. And I also said that if LeBron really didn't want this fiasco to happen in LA because he himself said he was comfortable in an uncomfortable environment, working place. Did he say that or did he not say that, ladies and gentlemen? Or do I need to prove the clout? He said this. So why are you complaining about things that you said, LeBron James? Bottom line, as I've always said, you are about the slurping your own narrative damn juice.
You don't have your front office solidified, but you're going to interview coaches. I mean, and if the front office is solidified, then make an announcement. Tell us, this is it. Rob Pelinka, Kurt Rambis, that's our front office.
But you still haven't heard from Jeannie. You haven't heard from Jeannie Bust at all since Magic walked out on her. We haven't heard from her.
I wonder why.
We haven't heard from Rob Pelinka. We've
I
heard
wonder
from
why.
the kids, a couple of players,
I wonder
Lonzo
why.
and Kyle Kuzma. That's all we...
Because you know what people in the league think about Rob Pelinka, but Jeannie Buss still chose to get Rob Pelinka to come to the Lakers, right? And the entire league has already talked about what kind of person Rob Pelinka is. And he was the dry snitch, the main dry snitch, and why Magic, higgity hush, bounced from the Lakers, right? But you know, why haven't we heard from Rob? Why haven't we heard from Jeannie Buss ever since Magic left? That's a very good question. But yet they have all these time in their hands to find a head coach, and yet they can't find time to stabilize their own organization. Or how about their damn selves in terms of their personality? Jeez, please, Louise.
We haven't heard from LeBron. So yes, is the front office in a mess and dangerously sloppy and unbuttoned up and unprofessional? Absolutely. So I'm not surprised that them trying to force their way and tell Ty Lue what he wants to do wouldn't be a deal breaker. That would be a deal breaker for me. It would, You're not going to tell me who's going to be on my staff. I'm going to pick my staff. Those are the guys that
Mother's Day photo, midnight sight. 3, 2, no flash needed.
need to trust. Those are the guys I need to have the same philosophy with. I'm not going to argue with other head coaches who want to be head coach. I'm not going to do that.
It comes down to two things now at this point. Number one, why in the world would a free agent consider coming to the Lakers?
Well, they weren't.
And you're trying so hard to recruit, but you just answered your own question. Why would they want to come there with this fiasco, and yet you're trying to recruit them to play with LeBron James? You see how that doesn't make any sense?
I think playing with LeBron is great and all that. This front office and
How do you know it's great, Chris Broussard? How do you know it's going to be great, or that it is great? The only real person that really benefited from playing LeBron, believe it or not, is Kyrie Irving. Believe it or not. And besides, look, if Kyrie wants to go join with LeBron, that's fine. It's just what's going to happen is that he's never going to hear the end of it from the media or LeBron fans that, number one, Kyrie is a poor leader, Kyrie quit when things got tough, and that he always needed LeBron, and how LeBron is probably going to carry him to a championship if they build the right team around. And now Kyrie's career will always be linked towards LeBron, and they're going to say, you were never a Batman, you were always a Robin. And deal with it.
again, who in the world knows who's going to be the coach? It is a mess. That's number one. Why would you consider coming now when the front office is such a joke? And the ownership, too. I hate to say it that way. And then secondly, who should be the head coach now? I think they should call Mark Jackson.
You don't want to do that, especially with the clout that I discovered from Mark Jackson. And like I said, I will be digging more into this research. But Chris Broussard, you don't want that. You don't want that. The Lakers organization is as bad as it is right now. You do not want Mark Jackson coaching that team. I'm sorry. After some of the stuff I dug up, and plenty more to come, stay tuned for it, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, I keep wondering why Mark Jackson, to this day, still does not have an opportunity for a head coaching job. I'm telling you. Chris Broussard, don't go there. Don't go there.
I think they should. And look, Jason Kidd, it may end up being him.
Well,
but Jason's strong too. I don't know if he's going to want you to tell him who's going to be on his coaching staff either.
Well, Mark Jackson.
It's so crazy for a robot. Jason Kidd has a very strong mind. Crazy, right? It's crazy. You can't underestimate those, man, like that. Look like they don't honestly talk a lot, or they honestly look like they sound like robots or whatever. Those are the ones that you got to kind of be careful. It's like, 'cause there's really more to them than you honestly think.
You'd have to get out the black book to call him because he's been blacklisted.
No, he has. I mean, I think he's a good coach.
Blackballed, blacklisted, whatever you want to say. No, I hear you, but
listen, man, they could bring in Jason Kidd, the Cannonball Kid, the 1-2-3 Kid, the Kamikaze Kid, the Karate Kid. It don't freaking matter. It's not going to change the fact that LeBron James is still going to get to run his LeBron James system as long as they get a coach who will be a puppet and a slave to LeBron and be a scapegoat when things go wrong, so LeBron could just go hide somewhere and do whatever he has to do his business. And he's going to say, I don't have my handprint on anything, when he has his handprint on everything. Trust me when I say this.
He don't even get interview. He hadn't had an interview in years.
I'm just saying what they should do. Right. I know, I get it. I know. He should have been a head coach again.
Exactly.
But that's what they need to do. But Mark's not going to put up with this mess either.
He ain't that.
So my point is, why would they be head coaches? You're answering the damn questions, Broussard. Why would they want to be head coaches knowing the mess that they have to deal with? They're not going to take none of that, bro.